Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Big Sky Hobby Corner. That's right, we're back. We took a little hiatus there for a while. Had to get some things situated and straightened out, and then COVID hit, put everything on lockdown. And I took this opportunity to, while I was fixing myself, to learn another part of the hobby, and that's covering with fabric. It's another dying part of the hobby along with building. The reason it is dying, it's time consuming and people are growing less and less patience. So I thought it would be fun to start a series on covering with fabric. It is a time consuming process. So I figured I'd make this video, throw it out there, and show you some things that you're going to need. If you wish to follow along or just watch the video set, things to prepare that you're going to have to buy. It took me about a year to accumulate everything that I needed because, slimline budget, but we made it happen. I've got 2 airplanes already covered in fabric. They haven't flown yet, but the main focus of that was to learn how to cover in fabric. The couple of things that you're going to need to get, you can take an old airframe like I did. I took an old Avistar 40. Big surprise there, right? And I practice on it. If it flies someday, and it will, I just wanted to practice covering with fabric. And the first thing that you're going to need to get is, if you don't have already, to strip the airframe, an iron and a heat gun, and use this iron and heat gun to peel the fabric away. That way it pulls the adhesive backing along with the film. You don't want to leave any of that behind. Then you get some acetone. You're going to go through a lot of acetone with this for cleaning purposes. Get you a paper towel, wipe everything down real good with acetone. Make sure the wood is clean. It has got to be clean for this to work. Okay, I promise you. I found out the hard way in a couple spots. But you're going to go to sigmanufacturing.com or your local hobby shop. Buy some coverall. I always buy the big packages. This is the 5-yard package. It's the big one, and trust me, it's enough. I covered, out of one 5-yard package, I covered an 85cc Sukhoi and part of the Avistar 40, and I still got a pile of it left over. That's more than enough. But that's what it looks like. It's the fabric, and I've got some. Like monocoat, I keep all the scraps because sizable scraps. You see it's like a little rayon fine weave fabric there, synthetic. And I'm telling you what, this stuff is tough and it shrinks really well. Okay, but before you can attach it to your airplane, you're going to have to treat the wood. It'll show you what you want to do with that, or how you're going to do that. While you're at your hobby shop or online shopping, get some of this. It's Sig Stixit. Stixit. Okay? And you're going to thin that 50-50 with butyrate thinner, which is something you're going to have to get anyway, so use that. It works better. And what I did, I had a little can of it, and this is mixed. I fill it half full out of another jar of Stixit, and then I fill the rest of it with butyrate thinner, mix it up really well, and it works great. I mean, it is awesome. And what this is a heat-activated adhesive. You paint it on the spots of your airplane where you would iron down your monocoat, and you let it dry completely. There's a bunch of 24-hour wait processes, okay? So that would be one of them. After you go over your airframe, sand it down, prep it just like you're going to cover it with monocoat. Take an extra step, get a little bit of acetone and a paper towel or a terry cloth, wipe all the dust and dirt off of it. You want it clean. That was my Bluetooth. Get it clean, then paint your Stixit on it. Then once you have your Stixit dry for 24 hours, or completely dry, I always throw a 24-hour rule out there. That way you know it's dry. The drier the better. You can unpackage your coverall and cover the airplane. Now this is one big sheet of rayon is what it is. You cut all your pieces, you iron your fabric on, and then after you get everything ironed down, there's a trick to this, okay? This fabric is so strong, if you just go blow it out right away, you're going to have a problem because it will actually pull the airplane apart if you get carried away with it. So, once you get everything ironed down, get it as smooth as you can, okay? Again, like monocoat, if there's a wrinkle, you can still get it out later, but you want to secure your edges first. So, amongst the things that you need to buy are butyrate, butyrate thinner, and universal retarder. Now, you can go to aircraftspruce.com and get all these things. This is where I buy these, and they work well. First thing you're going to have to get, or one of the things you're going to have to get, might as well get all three, get you a gallon of non-tautening butyrate. That non-tautening is very important because the tautening butyrate will just keep tightening forever and ever and ever, and what it'll do, it'll actually turn your airplane into a pretzel. So make sure you get the non-tautening. This is the butyrate thinner. Okay, you're going to need that. That's your universal retarder. Again, all from aircraftspruce.com. You can get it there. Now what you want to do is take your butyrate and your thinner. You're going to want to make two components right away. You're going to want to make a clear coat and then a sealer. Now your sealer is 50-50. It makes half butyrate thinner. All of your solid wood components, not your runners, but your solid wood components, paint 2 coats of butyrate thinner on it, on your solid wood. I'm trying to look, I don't really have anything easily available. But the reason that is, when you go to paint your fabric, it'll soak into the wood instead of dyeing your fabric and sticking to your fabric. So seal that, put your fabric on. Then you take your 50-50 sealer, all of your edges that you iron down, brush a coat on. Just hand brush. You can get these brushes at Walmart. They work fine. Artist brushes. Just make sure you clean them. Don't use acetone to clean them. Use butyrate thinner. Reason why, acetone will eat the glue inside the brush and it'll fall apart on you. Clean your brushes when you're done. After you paint butyrate on all your seams, you're going to get pinking tape, or this is what I do. It's personal preference. You don't really have to. But like, I feel it helps anchor. Like if you got seams where your covering comes together and it's not real straight, you can cheat with some pinking tape. Now what I use instead of buying pinking tape, it's kind of expensive. You can go on Amazon or wherever and buy this tape called Durapore, 1/2 inch width. And I bought 24 rolls like this, 24 of these for like 12 bucks. Works great. And it's actually rayon material, the same material as the covering. So it works well together. It's even sticky on one side. You can lay it out and then paint you a coat of dope on it, your 50-50. And it makes for a super tight bond. It will not come apart, I can promise you that. Now, once everything's covered, we'll go over all this in more detail as we go through the series. But I just want you to kind of what to be prepared for. After you get everything done, you don't want to let it set too long. I mean, a day or two is fine. But you're going to want to mix up some more dope. It's 50, 25, 25. 50% butyrate, 25% thinner, 25% retarder. The retarder actually slows down the drying process, so it allows the butyrate to get in everywhere it needs to go really well. What you're going to do, let's say we cover a wing. Wing panel's done. Okay, I'm tired, it's late, I go in and go to bed. Next day, get off work, come back home. We're good to go. It hasn't set too long. But get you some rubbing alcohol and a terry cloth. Wipe it down, any kind of dust that may have settled on it. We want to clear it off. And what I do, it's, again, personal preference. I shoot it on with a paint gun, an automotive paint gun. It works really well. It lays it out really nice and thin and even. You can also go in and brush it on if you wish to. It really doesn't matter. I yield better results with an automotive spray gun. It doesn't have to be a specific kind. Matter of fact, the one I use is the $15 one. It's hanging on the wall over here from Harbor Freight, the Central Pneumatic one. It's like $15 and some change. That's it right there. Okay, it's nothing fancy. I got the tips. I always put a little bit of thinner or acetone inside the cup. Throw your nozzle in there and just let it set. That keeps things from seizing up and gunking up on you until I'm ready to use it again. But what you want to do, cover your area with dope, get a coat on there, let it dry for 24 hours. You want it to get good and dry. Okay, 24 hours pass, you get everything coated, come back with some double-aught steel wool. That's the finest steel wool now, and it works well. What do I do with it? You know, I had everything laid out here, and then I cleaned house, and now I can't find nothing. Anyway, get you some double-aught steel wool, and just go over the surface where you've already painted, rough it up a little. Don't get carried away because you can sand through it. Alcohol, terry towel, wipe it down again, do another coat. Let it set 24 hours. And if you want, go ahead and put a third coat of clear on there. What you're doing, you're sealing your fabric. So when you go to apply the paint, it doesn't go through the fabric. Because you get a little, if you don't seal your fabric and you go to put your paint on and you get a little too heavy in spots, in your open areas, you get little stalactites coming down out of your fabric, and that's not fun. Then you're ready for your paint. Now, I'm in an experimental phase. I've got some right here. Butyrate paint. There's not really any fun colors. I like bright neon colors, off-the-wall colors. It's easier for me to see, and also it makes people go, oh, wow, that's cool. Love that factor. Love that. So, I've been experimenting with mica powders, and I've been making out of clear butyrate. Mix it up, your 50, 25, 25, or 25, 50, 25, however. Add mica powder to it, and you can pretty much create your own custom colors. Like here's a pink that I have. There's a green. Those are actually on the Avistar. And then the project I'm working on right now is a deeper purple. And I get those from Stardust Micas. If you try that method, you're doing that on your own. I will not be held responsible for that because it's not flight proven yet. But it does yield some pretty interesting results. The Sukhoi that I'm working on, that's what I wound up with. This has not been shot with clear yet, okay? But this is the paint job that my Sukhoi is going to have. We're going to have neon green stripes. This, I think, is going to look really cool when we're done with it. But again, I've been working on this for just the covering part of it for about 3 months now. Just off and on, not really hitting it too hard. But, you know, yeah, you can see that deeper purple mica powder mixed in with the paintable butyrate. In my personal opinion, it's turning out really well. It's turning out really good looking. So I'm hoping that this does work out. So we'll be covering that a little later. You're going to need some safety equipment. I would highly suggest if you're going to be working with this stuff in a shop with open doors, you'll still want to wear a mask. Something that will filter the fumes because it is very potent stuff. It's very flammable too, so handle it very carefully. But anyway, that's the direction we're going to go. I know this is a short video, but I've been working on a room out here in my shop trying to move everything out of the house to work out of the house because, you know, there's 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm wanting to get some stuff done. They get kind of pissed off when I fire up the Dremel tool or grinder downstairs in the build room I had down there. So we're moving it all out in the shop. Heated, air conditioned, got a fridge for snacks and a 6-pack of sodas. And, you know, it's coming together really well. I worked out here last winter, and we didn't really have a bad winter last year, but I did manage to keep it heated and comfortable in here to work around. Go outside and realize you're in Montana. Anyhow, guys, I appreciate you guys taking a minute to watch this. I'm really excited in the new direction that we're going to be going. Look at it as we're going to be revitalizing old aircraft, okay? Something you find at a swap meet, you know, for 20 bucks, whatever. Strip it down and redo it, make it new again. So just some things you can do on a shoestring budget to make it work. So thanks again for watching. If you're interested, have any questions or whatever, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Pleasant stuff only, hateful stuff will get deleted. Thanks, guys.